everybody, and welcome to Faking News, the official news channel for Game of Pownes, and the official news channel of Lololand, which is this little land just here. Can we have an image put up? Ah, there we go. You can see it's nice and green, like my tie, because green is St. Lolo's favourite colour. Okay, before you start wondering, this is a fake map. It doesn't actually exist. But it has been split up into 12 different countries. Can we have another image of that? Yes? Ah, excellent. Okay then, and we can see that this map is obviously fake because we have silly names like the Science Alliance, or Lololand as I mentioned, or Fundy Wundy Land. And of course we've got one here called Trumpland. I mean, it'd be absurd to believe that any country would be stupid enough to vote Donald Trump as president, really. And so, sorry, he is a president of a country? Really? Okay, well, never mind. Let's move on to the first article of the day. Okay, so let's now go on to article number 1. Okay, and this is that St. Lolo has declared Faking News to be the official news channel for Game of Pownes. And just a minute, haven't we already done this one? Oh, this is old news. Why did you give me old news? Okay then, let's move on to article number 2. Ah, war broke out. That's interesting, isn't it? Yes, war broke out between the Science Alliance and the Banana Republic. The two generals of these two armies were Ray Comfort, General for Life of the Banana Republic, and Lawrence Krauss. And Billy Bong will now report.
The city of Big Bang was the focus of an attack by the Banana Republic this last week. This quiet city had a rude awakening when General Comfort sent in armed forces to take the city. However, General Krauss of the Science Alliance was quick to react and deployed his heavy tanks in the city. Shortly afterwards, fighting ensued. The armies both fought hard, but both sides were evenly matched. And General Krauss's heavy tanks proved very useful. General Krauss was able to repel the attack, but suffered heavy losses. At the end of the battle, General Krauss suffered 100 casualties, but General Comfort lost 160 troops. This is Billy Bong of Faking News. Back to you, Andrew.
Okay, and here's a little bit of interesting news for you. Most of our news on here is interesting, I think. And this is to do with Eric Hovind. Eric Hovind, the Chancellor of the Banana Republic, decided in order to try and understand the other side, became an atheist for 2 days. Now, you may remember this video here.
I had I was on the Fundamentally Flawed podcast with a couple of atheists, and they asked me, they said, Eric, if you were not a Christian, would that let you just do anything you want to do? I said, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I would live my life with absolutely no restraints at all. I would do whatever I want. And that's where we get you guys get lots of testimonies.
I'd be in jail if I wasn't a Christian.
I'd be breaking out of jail if I wasn't a Christian.
Yes. Well, what unfortunately happened was that Eric then decided to round up some of his buddies and they went on a big killing spree and killed 59 innocent people. Now, the General for Life of Banana Republic, Ray Comfort, decided to act very quickly, and he had 2 helicopters, and these went through the city carrying a giant TV screen that was playing God's Not Dead, in order to give arguments for God so that Eric could regain his faith. And it worked, which is very nice. Except for the people who were murdered. Also, the president of Trumpland, Donald Trump, tweeted that it was a very unfortunate circumstance that happened in the Banana Republic and that there were fine people on both sides. Okay, and now we shall look at some news to the north of the land. And there has been a skirmish between the Dance Empire and the country Choir. Choir, if you may remember, is a country that is led by G-Man. It is a theocracy. And G-Man preaches to his country, which is called the choir, which means that he preaches to the choir, which is the name of his ministry, which makes a really silly name for a country. But what can you do, really? Okay, but this skirmish happened between Bionic Dance and G-Man, and we have Chilito to report, haven't we, Chilito? You're going to say something? Yes, I think he is, aren't you? Yeah? Well, go ahead then, Chilito. It'll be coming very shortly, okay?
G-Man, theocrat, and preacher to a choir recently took part in an undercover operation involving sabotage. He had good information that Empress Bionic Dance of the Dance Empire had created a bomb that would destroy all of G-Man's debating arguments, and it would leave choir defenseless. However, during the operation, G-Man was foiled by Bionic Dance and ended up being knocked unconscious when he got into hand-to-hand combat with her. G-Man now resides in a high-security cell, and the Dance Empire is now asking for $10 million ransom. Back to you, Andrew.
So, as you can see from that, G-Man is languishing in a cell in the Dance Empire, and Empress Bionic Dance is asking for $10 million in ransom. We don't know whether the choir can actually afford this money, or whether they prefer not to have G-Man as their president or theocrat anymore. Okay? Theocrat, that's the correct word, really, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, we're all in agreement with that, aren't we? Okay, now let's move on to some more news. Let's find something interesting to talk about. I'm sure I've got something of interest here. Okay, and well, we've already said that. That's G-Man being kidnapped. Okay. Sorry, there's no more news. Oh dear.